So by all accounts, it would appear that the awakened brave has changed somewhat, and the channel is changing, and old viewers want the old sort of material. They're not interested in providence, in mushroom foraging, in walking through woods and gathering pieces of bark and just being immersed in the cosmos. It seems to me the conclusion I draw from that is that you're still looking for the answers, whereas now I've found them all. And the main answer is that there isn't any answers. There's nothing definitive, people. We all make of this experience what our experience dictates that we make of it. We don't even have any free will about it. We're all serfs for consciousness. That's what we are, people. That's what all living beings on this planet are. They are serfs for consciousness. Just gathering data. Because consciousness wants to experience itself. And so, all of the stuff about what Alex Jones talks about, what David Icke talks about, and what Russell Brand's talking about, all that stuff has been going on forever, people. And people just joining the party may think it's a little bit new and novel. It's not. It's been going on forever, and it will always be going on forever. Just different manifestations of different shit. One after the other, after the other, after the other, as everybody tries to work out what's going on. This thing's too complex to work out. There's too many variables. And there isn't just like one guy at the top, or one family at the top, or even 13 families at the top. You know, there's 8.5 billion people. That takes a massive amount of manipulating and management. Of course, there's machinations going on all the time. Always has been. But whatever they are trying to do, invariably they won't achieve it to the full degree. It will morph into something else, because the human being is constantly morphing into something else. And 8 billion people are full of surprises as consciousness evolves. And so I've got no interest in that stuff anymore. I've been to the top of the mountain. I've climbed that mountain, people. And I've been down all the rabbit holes. Fortunately, I've still got my sanity about me, and I haven't slumped into the deepest of depression because I'm so afraid and saddened by what is going to be happening to the world. It's not going to be happening to me. It'll only happen to you if your consciousness allows it to happen. And you could say, yeah, when all the cameras are about, and when they're doing this and when they're doing that. Well, I'll still be here. When they're doing all that stuff, in the towns and the cities, I'll still be in places like this. Not going to be touching me. So if you wanted to touch yourselves, then allow it to. And so one of the viewers said, like, oh, your channel's boring these days. And I'm like, well, as far as I'm concerned, my channel's never been better. It's never been more full. It's never been more cram-packed with joy and cosmic enlightenment. This is it, people. Unfortunately, this person couldn't see that. This is it. This is as good as it gets. A degree of freedom in the natural world with a healthy body and a sound mind. It doesn't get any better than that. All the rest of it is vanity and striving for the wind. And so those of you that want to find truth, well, I've been saying all these years, good luck with that one. But I just hope there comes a day when you realise that there is no truth, and you just settle to extract whatever pleasures you can from this life experience before you discover that you're no longer able to do it. You know, I'm 60 years old now, and I'm being compromised. I'm not as young and strong and as fit as I was. When I was 50, I was still pretty awesome. But now things are catching up, and I can't do all the things that I used to be able to do. And I wouldn't risk many things because the body just isn't up for it. You know, climbing mountains and, you know, huge long treks, whatever. I've got to stay pretty local, where the comforts are at hand and assistance should I need it. You know, if you fall at my age, then you don't bounce anymore. Bouncing is a young person's prerogative. Chances are things are going to break or sprain. And so I look back over my videos in this past 5 months, and I seen from the get-go they were very nature oriented. In actual fact, the vast majority of videos these days are natural foraging and fungi, and then because Providence has come along, well, he's superseded the vast majority of anything else. And to have that little fella in my life and to care for him, cater for him, watch him, learn from him, is one of the joys of the cosmos. And if people can't see that, then they have to look at the barriers which prevent them from doing that. Because the thing is about this life, what I've learned, people, you're best just to keep it simple. And my old man told me years ago, keep it simple. And you see, that is a wise man's prerogative, to tell a young man to keep it simple. When I was starting out in business, and I was speaking to a guy that was about my age, and I was like 40, and I wanted to take over the whole city, and my business wanted to be the best one in the county, and you know, I was striving for this and striving for that, and incurring all of these restrictions, you know, putting my name up in lights and drawing everybody towards me, like the Inland Revenue and the VAT and the National Insurance and the private pensions insurance. All these people are on my case. I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and if I don't, then they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And before I knew it, I'd realised that I'd worked myself into my own prison. I'd built my own prison all around me. But fortunately I could let go of it, and so for 1 year I concentrated really, really hard and amassed a decent amount of money, and then liquidated the business, and then went off to have another lease of life, which was travelling around the world for 14 years with a little bit of property development in Bulgaria and Africa. And so now, this is it people, this is the awakened brave. He's got all the hair and beard thing going on because he simply doesn't care, and he can't spend enough time in the woods foraging little aliens, listening to the birds, finding interesting tree configurations, gathering up the odd artifact and bringing them back into my home. And so, yeah, the conspiratorial days are over, and I'm re-editing my book. I'm on the 8th chapter now, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's going to be an awesome read for awoken people, and as soon as I finish that one, there's another one I'm going to be writing. And so these days I don't spend any time really on the internet, save for a little bit of research to help with my book, and listening to spiritual videos. All the rest of it, I'm not interested. Just the same old, and never end. You got to get out of that, people. There's no point in knowing or thinking that you know. There really isn't. You know, what can I say to all you young people that want to know this and want to find out that? Well, for the 14 years that I did it, it was interesting. And now, if it wasn't for the fact that I went off on a tangent to seek God, to seek spirit, if I didn't do that, what would I have got from it? Nothing. Other than I know that, the world's masters are corrupt, and there's all this conspiracy, that conspiracy. What of it? What of it? You ain't stopping this freight train, people. Humanity has got a certain trajectory which is heading towards. It's unstoppable. We're going to end up, ruled, governed by AI, until maybe some sort of Terminator thing comes around where man turns on the machines and nukes them, blows them up, and then starts again as nothing more than Neanderthal man. And so I listen to a bit of it when other people send me the odd video. Not interested really, but out of courtesy I'll listen to a few bits of stuff. But mostly my angle is spiritual, because that's the only gain. It's how I'm crafting my soul, my spirit. Because from what I've been led to understand, I can take that knowledge with me, and that helps me to climb up the rungs on this universal cosmic ladder of consciousness. So there you have it, people. What can you say? What's happened to the awakened brave? R.I.P. Awakened brave. It might be over. It might very well be over.